Hello there, welcome back here on the show. This is still Friday morning and it's Father's Day celebration for today. We're excited about it. The Father's Day is going to be this Sunday, but so far so good. It hasn't been that bad, you know what I mean? And so we're very, very excited to be doing this. Now, we've chosen one person that we want to celebrate today, and this man has been of immense support to a lot of kids out there when it comes to child trafficking. Over the period, he's dedicated his life in saving a lot of children out there and making the impact we want to see in society. And this morning is the man that we want to celebrate. There are a lot of things that are coming up with regards to, you know, what he has done and how we want to celebrate him and all of that. But before we even get into all those conversations, let's take a look at this. When we come back, Mr. Jack Dawson is here.
Joseph Duncan, how are you?
Please, I'm fine.
When we rescued you from Yeji several years ago, what have you been doing up to now?
Yeji.
Yeah, what have you been doing up to now?
Actually, I'm schooling.
You are schooling. What were you doing before schooling?
I was not having financial distance, so I stay for a while before
Okay.
you support me, and then you raise me up to study school again. So
My name is Jack James Dawson. I'm a father. I have a wife. I have 3 children. I grew up with a single parent. My father died when I was 6 years old, so it was my mother who cared for us for several years, blessed memory. So I realized that if my mother could care for children as a single parent, then possibly there are other women around who also have children. Some of them don't have people to care for them. And this motivated me enough to do social work. And during the course of my social work at Yeji, I discovered that some children were not being sent to school. They were just loitering around, and some of them are looking very tattered and so on and so forth. So I asked about what is the situation. They said they are trafficked children from the south who were sold by their mothers and fathers to slavery. So I decided to conduct a survey, and the survey became true that they were actually sent to modern day slavery on the Volta Lake. So IOM employed me to assist them to rescue these children, and I did that for them between 2002 to 2003, and then to 2004. We rescued about 300 children from bondage slavery. This was very difficult because the fishermen were refusing to release the children because they said all those children that they are from their relatives. They are from their brother, they are from their sisters, which was a lie. So they took all these children there, and when we went, in fact, I had to disguise myself. So I was able to collect a lot of data from my team members who were asking questions. As a father, actually, I must thank God that He has given me the opportunity to rescue thousands of children from bondage slavery, because they are like my children. Some of them still call me for support, and they call me Da for support. And this led me to become an MT Heroes of Change 2017. And some have also gone back to Yeji after they have become an adult. And I hope they will not go back to also do the trafficking. The records of all the 200 children we have rescued and reintegrated. We have their parents, we have our volunteers at the reintegrated sites where the children are. So anytime there is a problem, there is an issue, they call us to ask us, like we spoke to Joseph right now. There's another guy too who has also finished school. He calls us to say hello, thank us for what we have done. In fact, the job was done as a father. We did the job as father, taking care of children, getting them from bondage slavery.
Wow, amazing stuff, amazing stuff. And he's been doing this for the past 30 years, 30 good years. He's dedicated his life in ensuring that these kids have a life. And what a good way to actually celebrate this Father's Day. Let me introduce you, my guest in the studio, Mr. Jack Dawson is here.
Thank you very
Good morning,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
How are you?
Fine.
Oftentimes, we have people like you doing a whole lot of things for others, taking care of people. We don't even get to know how you are doing. And that's the reason why I'm still emphasizing on how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sometimes you need to help. That is where your blessings are.
Yeah.
And child trafficking is a hideous act that have been happening all over the world. And it takes somebody an effort to do something about it. And it's not anybody at all who have the courage to rescue people from slavery.
It's risky.
It's a very risky business. And you see, there have been a lot of laws on anti-human trafficking all over the world. But it looks as if people are still doing it. Because it's quite a lucrative business for some people. Because if you do a little bit of trafficking and you are okay. But in the case of Ghana, the parents gave out the children to fishermen who were using them for fishing. Now, because their children have between 5 years to 14 years, they have nibble fingers. So they're able to remove the fish from the mosquito net. Mosquito net is a band net for fishing. So when the small fish, the so-called kita boys, those small fishes, they get stuck in the mosquito nets. So it is only the children who have patience and young have nothing to do.
They waste all their time.
They waste all their time to remove all those fish from the mosquito net or from the small nets. And then they use them a lot. So that's why they bring them from the south to come and work in the fishing industry. And they are maltreated. They don't go to school. When they are sick, they don't send them to hospital. They deny them from going back to their mothers and fathers in their communities. And some stay there for 3, 4, 5 years to 10 years. And then the girls are impregnated by the fishermen when they are over 18 years and upwards. And the boys stay there for several years. So we found out that this is an inhumane activity. So we should do something about it. That's how we had the motivation to go and rescue these children.
And you've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes.
When you were beginning to do this, what was on your mind? It was the fact that you
Well, the issue is that when I started, I was a program officer for reproductive health.
Okay.
That is educating children against teenage pregnancy and abortion. So I went to one of the villages at EAG and found out that after the program, I found out there were a lot of children hiding behind the building somewhere. And I asked, who are these children? They said, oh, they are children that were sent to slavery. They were brought from the south to slavery. I said, what? And they are not in school. I don't believe it. So I made some needs assessments and found out that it was true. So I got some small support and did some baseline studies and found out that there are still more people in the communities across the river. Then I said, okay, then let's do something about it. So I gathered some of my staff and some few people around in the community, sought the district assembly and told them that this is what is happening. In fact, it was a denial. In Ghana, 2021, it was a denial. Many people said, oh, there was something like that.
It doesn't exist and all.
It doesn't exist and so forth. So when we found out that it existed, and we took photographs, I'm very data conscious. So we took photographs and got all the children. We took photographs of their sickness, their suffering, how they were hidden in rooms with dirty clothing and so on and so forth. So we saw that whole world that, yes, this thing was real. So the international body also took it up. Free the Children from the US took it up. Geneva Global took it up. IOM also took it up. And IOM took me on to assist them to rescue over 300 children between 2005 and 2007. And there, the program was over. So I had to go back to my own job. And I also did it for several years.
Wow.
Until 2015, 2016, when I got tired, I said, okay, there is a law on anti-human trafficking in Ghana. So let's leave it to the police and social welfare to continue. So that's where we are now.
But of course, even before that, you've contributed a lot.
Yeah,
you know.
In actual fact, I contributed towards the anti-child trafficking law,
correct,
which was passed in 2005. We were doing the mop-up.
Yeah.
And when the issue came up in 2001, then the parliament found that there was an issue.
Yeah.
So we were doing the meetings, gathering information, evidence, and so forth. And then the anti-human trafficking law was passed in 2005. And then the issue became known to the whole world and to Ghana. And some other NGOs joined me to do the job, like Challenging Heights joined me to do the job, and some few other NGOs, PACODEP and so on. But I brought them in.
Yeah.
I brought them in.
This is interesting. So let's look at this from this. I mean, sure, you're a father, you're a grandfather, and all of that. What does it give you seeing that all these young kids have been rescued as a father, as a grandfather?
In fact, that's a very good question. It gives me joy, because if I look back 20 or 25 years ago, how these children were, they were actually in pain and in distress in the fishing community. Some are also in the mining areas. Some are also in the gold, Galamsey and all that. I find it joy that at least I have rescued human beings from a very serious problem. And some of them have grown. Some of them are married. Some of them are in the university. Some of them are in the
polytechnic. You still keep in touch with some of them?
Yes, I keep in touch with all of them. If I have a data of all of their parents.
I see.
And their photographs, their names, the year they were rescued, the year they were reintegrated to their parents. And sometimes I go there to visit. Sometimes when I get gifts from Accra, like shoes, clothes, school materials, I go up there and give them as a token of gift to continue their education.
Wow. So you just don't rescue them; you still keep in touch. You have data of them.
Yeah, because if you don't keep data of them, you may not have a story to tell.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
If you don't keep the data, you don't have a story to tell. Like I'm here, I'm giving those stories because there is an issue. There's a story to tell.
If you just join us, Mr. Jack Dawson is our guest for Father's Day, and he's the man that we have selected to celebrate because this man has dedicated 30 years of his life in ensuring that children who have been trafficked into several, activities are all rescued. And he's done over 300 people, and even till now, he still keep update of them. He still have tabs on them. He still communicates with them, and that's the man that we feel deserve to be celebrated, and he's the man we are celebrating today here on the show. Now, let's talk about fatherhood and the fact that you've been there. You've seen why parents will have kids and leave them to go into such businesses, people to just even pick them and go use them for other purposes. You as a father, do you think that we have failed as fathers in ensuring that our kids don't end up the way they do end up?
In actual fact, we have failed, but there is an asterisk to it. You see, usually there are some drivers that cause all these things. Number one on this is SDG Go 1, that is poverty. Okay? And also, when I was born, there was an issue of family planning education. And then you have the few children you want. But that thing is now not in existence very well.
Yeah.
Because many people have a lot of children they cannot care for. So when they see the bad ones, those they cannot care for very well, especially the boys. The boys, they eat a lot. So when the parents cannot give them food, then they send them to go and do child labor somewhere, wherever they want to. But in the case of trafficking, most of the boys were sent from families where the mother is no more with the father, where the father have remarried. And those children, sometimes when the women come, they don't want to see those children. So the father finds a way to send them away to other people. And they ended up at Yeji. But the Yeji, the normal name that they call for those before they send you away, they say they are sending to Akosombo Kanye. Because in Akosombo, it's a nice place, it has electricity.
So you're excited.
You're excited.
This is where you're going.
And then early in the morning, they come and say, oh, the Akosombo man has come. then they pack your things, and you'll be excited, happy. And then they will pack your things, and then you go and see the real life. You see, child trafficking has something to do with emotions and excitement for the child who doesn't know anything. You see, but because there's money given to the parents or whoever they have sent there.
So the parents play a role in this.
They play a very
it's not like the child just wants to.
No. The children play a very serious role, especially the father and the mother. I can say the father first.
Wow.
Most of the time, the fathers don't know where the children are. So people out there must know where your children are. Whenever you even send them to people to stay with them, so that you can track their movement. Now, when fathers leave children with the mothers, 2, 3, 4, 5 children, and they have come to the city to work, the mothers, they're overwhelmed about care. I told you the boys eat more than the girls.
Yeah.
So they pick the boys, they wake up in the morning, they say, look, your face is not nice. You are troubling, you are doing that, so you are going to Akosombo.
Wow.
And then early in the morning, they send you to the man, or the man comes to the house to bargain, and then they send you away to go and work somewhere. This can be sending away from Accra to Kumasi, or from Kumasi to Accra, or from the regions to Accra.
Going back would be difficult.
Exactly. Most of the time, they send the children in the night.
Okay.
They take them at dawn to the vehicle, and the vehicle send them away at dawn. So you can't even come back.
Yeah. Very innocent children.
Very innocent. Very, very innocent.
How much does it pay for a father to send their child into such activities? Is it paying? Is it huge?
Pays because what happens is that every quarter, the fisherman or the fisherwoman sends money to the mother or the father at home. So the longer you stay there and work, the longer
your parents are benefiting. Or the father is.
But when the money is not coming, the parents follow to the community.
Oh, to what? Demand for their money?
Demand for the money, not for the child.
That's the ridiculous part.
They demand
not
for the
say,
money, but not the
give
child.
Me my child back.
Because like they have signed a verbal agreement. It's always not a paper agreement, verbal. That every quarter or every market day, every quarter you send me some money, because my child is working in a child labor with you. So you have nothing to say. You just say, okay, just take this and some fish, go home. Then the child continues to stay there. Rescue children who have been there for more than 10 to 15 years.
Wow.
And when we even brought children who were about 2 years, 3 years. For instance, the guy who just spoke on the air.
Yeah.
We were rescuing him at 11 years. And when he came back, I had to look after him from primary school to the level that he is now. It still calls me every day for assistance. That's how the game looks now. And we don't have the facility, the money to do it.
Yeah.
But if we had opportunity to have continued this job, to have given funding, that would have been able to do. But I was lucky 2014, an organization from Spain saw my activities. I just had a call. Are you Mr. Jack Dawson? I said, yes. He said, okay, we heard about you. You've done a great job. What can we do for you? And I said, okay, the best I need now is I have rescued children, about 300. They are with their parents. They are in schools. I need school supply for the children. And they gave me money. I bought school uniforms. I gave them customized school books, school materials. Went there, bags, shoes, and I donated to the children in the school.
What a story. Now, one thing I want to find out, have you, maybe in the early stages, when you were much younger and you saw the things that were happening and coming from where you're coming from as a father, or maybe as someone who was so passionate in saving these people, was there a point that you were moved to tears seeing some of the activities that are these kids?
You see, I grew from single parents.
Okay.
My father died when I was 6 years. So I'm like a woman-cared man for several years.
Yeah.
So when I see the way I was cared for when my father died, and I don't see that with other children, just thrown away to child labor and that kind of thing, I felt so sorry for myself. That was the first passion I had to force to do this work. I'm somebody who does not want to give up. And I'm an artist by birth and by practice. At my leisure time, I do artworks.
Okay.
A graphic artist. So I'm the kind of creative guy who always wants to break grounds. That's how I am.
Let's break away small and talk about your family life as well. You know, how many grandchildren, children?
Well, that's a good question. I don't have a grandchildren yet.
Okay.
I have 3 children.
Correct.
The first one he has just finished scholarship from Zimbabwe. He's a student who did international studies.
Right.
And then the second one is also at Tech, doing statistics. And he's in the final year. And the third one is at Holy Child, also doing science. So it's like I have worked, and my spirit is being paid by giving me brilliant children.
Yeah.
So I want all parents, especially the men, should think that the child they brought to the world is not their child, it's the child of the world. So they must give them the little education that they have. They don't want too much education, just the little, the foundation. Not to send them to slavery, not to send them to child labor, not to refuse to listen to them. And then they will become somebody. They might be somebody while in your lifetime or in future. Because I know very well that people that even Kwame Nkrumah raised when he was in power, when he died, some of them have grown.
Yeah.
They have become politicians and so on and so forth. So that's how life is.
I'm sure you've come across other fathers, you know, individuals who one way or the other have also impacted, you know, in what you have been able to achieve as a father. Yeah. What are some of the stories that you've learned from?
Well, some of the stories that I've learned from other fathers is that they have faced a lot of difficulties when people know that they are helping others. They are not helping their own. See, the spirit of helping is philanthropic. And philanthropism is a way of doing things for people, leaving yourself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will not be having international donor funding. All the fundings are from a philanthropist. And philanthropist is the person who helps others, but first. That's how it is. So I feel excited when people even castigate and say, oh, you like helping people, you don't like helping yourself, that kind of thing. But God has a way of replenishing help. That is, it gives you the energy to help. Otherwise, human being wouldn't have been born. If you are born in the spirit of God and you have the passion to help one another, you are blessed spiritually. In my case, what I've done, I'm always excited.
You feel fulfilled.
I feel fulfilled that I have been able to help others, thousands of them. It is not being a politician, giving out products to people, but helping people who need help, people who are destitute, people who are sick, people who you can visually see that they are not feeling fine. Even saying good works to them also heals.
Speaking about that, Father's Day, I'm going to find out from you how many of these people that you've helped have come back to you to say thank you. But before that, let's look at that from our own home. Okay. How has our mother in the house treated you over the period when it comes to Father's Day? Let's loosen up a bit.
Yeah.
You get boxers and singlets or
no. You see, the thing is that people cherish Mother's Day more than Father's Day. And in my church, during Mother's Day, a whole party, cakes and so on.
Yes.
So forth. And Father's Day, they say, oh, Father, you should have sponsored. You should have done this, you should have done that.
After everything we have done.
You should have done that. And many women see fathers as somebody who disturbs them. Who disturbs them. I'm saying this advisedly, that they have a notion that fathers should be doing all.
Yeah.
And when you don't do all, then you are in trouble. And one thing I have noticed about Father's Day is that when it gets to Father's Day, you know the women always have two pockets. One is a good pocket, one is a bad pocket. Father's Day, they open the bad one.
That's what happens.
They open the bad one. They say, you should have done this, you didn't do this, you should have done, you didn't do that.
Well, we're supposed to be celebrating.
That's it. So they wake you up.
Yeah.
They wake you up on Father's Day. And then you sit up yourself as a man, which is a good feeling, you know. But I don't know whether we, the men, can also have the courage to wake the women up during their Mother's Day.
That you should have done this and done that.
You should have done.
But we keep celebrating them.
Yes.
I know they'll fight us for this, but we don't really mind. I think it's time for us to just speak our truth, and so maybe we'll just deal with it like that.
I enjoy Mother's Day.
Okay.
I enjoy Father's Day too. But Father's Day really gives me the opportunity to feel like a father.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that if there were no father, there would not be children.
Absolutely.
Women are the laboratory of God.
Yeah.
And we are the instruments of God.
Yeah.
That makes a man a human. Well, a woman can just be on her own, walking around town and so on and so forth. But it's we who make them a woman. That's how Father's Day, I see Father's Day as a very glorious day for men. Men up there, don't be annoyed. Celebrate your Father's Day the best way you can, because you are a hero. Yes. Because when God created the world, Adam came. And Adam is a man. So automatically, every woman came from a man.
Very well. So that's Mr. Jack Dawson. I'm really enjoying the conversation with him. And these are people who are changing the lives of many others out there. It could be you. You can also do the same thing. I mean, sometimes it's difficult, but we know that together we can all make things happen. Now, he has actually rescued over 300 children from the Volta Lake alone, amongst others that he has done. He's also the winner of MTN Heroes of Change in 2017. So you know that he didn't just start this. He's been there. He's seen it. And he's been very impactful in society. Now, Coves and Parker Elegant Spa has sponsored a grooming session for him. Yes, they've actually sponsored a full grooming session for him. And so we're going to take a quick look at that video when we come back. Mr. Jack Dawson is still here with me.
soon as Joy Prime brought me to this spa, and I knew I was going to be beautified. In actual fact, the last time I did this beautification was somewhere 1989. They gave me a nice haircut. They treated my feet. Now I'm looking lighter than I used to be. Formerly I was very heavy, but now I'm light. Even putting on the shoe, I was afraid to put on the shoe because that feeling might be off. So I'm so excited that I'm now a prime new man. I was even saying that one day I will go to my church and parade all the men to remove their shoes. Then I inspect their legs and then ask them to go to a spa to get massaged and to get their leg to be rejuvenated under the health and well-being grounds. I wish to thank Coves and Parks Elegant Spa for really changing my body. They have done a very good job to rejuvenate my health, and I'm so happy and excited that anybody around here or in Ghana or Accra should look for the place and go there to go and rejuvenate their body because of health and well-being.
All right, so that's our celebrant having a good time at Coves and Parker Elegant Spa. They sponsored this for Mr. Jack Dawson, and I'm sure he's really had a good time, over there. He's still seated with me here in the studio, and he's looking at it and it's like, okay, that's good. So I know the feeling. I know this is like you really enjoyed this. But beyond just having all of these, what were some of the things that were running through your mind, going through all that, that you went through the grooming session?
What was going through my mind is looking back to those days when we were sleeping in the communities on the lake. Mm-hmm. We go there.
Rescue mission.
Rescue mission. When we were on the rescue mission. Now this is how we do our rescue mission. Very interesting. What happens is that we go to the rescue mission with a television.
Okay.
And we had a generator from the community. And then we watch Chinese film around 9, 10 o'clock. And that's the time when all the children will always come together to come and watch the television. So we start, you hear the noise, ka, 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 and the children are so excited. All of them come. During the middle of the show, then we stop. Then we start our advocacy.
Oh.
That we have come here to see you, to talk to you about the issue of this trafficking and so on, this kind of thing. So if you are here as a trafficker and you want to release your children, and as a child, if you want to go home, we are still here. So we have a classroom or a makeshift room, we sleep. So early in the morning, they come and register. They come and register the children.
Wow.
We tell them the package involved. They register the children. What we do is that we take a passport photograph of the children and then collect data of where they are coming from, their real names. Sometimes fishermen use their names, but we ask the children, what name do they have from where they are coming from? So we have the data and the photograph. So when we come back to our office in Accra, then we go back to their sending communities where they are being sent from.
Yeah.
There we show the pictures to their families and the chief. That you know this girl, you know this boy, you know this boy, identify. After they identify them, we come and see them and do a proper rescue.
Wow. Daddy, hold on, give me. Let me rescue somebody right now. And people need help. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Joseph Donko. I'm calling you from Harpo, Koso.
The name again is?
Joseph Donko.
Joseph Donko.
Wow. Joseph.
Daddy, why you know him?
Yeah.
You know him?
I rescued him 2008.
Oh, from where?
From Yeji, a village called Tato.
Joseph?
Yeah, sure. I was involved.
Wow.
Joseph, how are you?
I'm so excited, this morning. I'm watching you on television.
I see. I'm sorry I have to ask your age. How old are you now?
28.
28?
Please, yes.
Okay, and Daddy, you remember when you rescued him? What year you rescued him?
We rescued him 2008.
2008, sure.
Yes.
Sure.
I see.
I'm so excited this morning. I'm very happy. Hey, it has been a while I haven't said my answer. So, Charlie, I'm very happy. You know.
I know how it feels.
If I see him, if it was one-on-one, I don't know what to do.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, he's seated here with us. He's the man we are celebrating as our father, the one who has done so much for people like you and myself. So, what would you want to tell him?
I don't know. He's everything for me. I mean, he's the best father in this state. He's the best father in this state. I love you so much. Yeah, everything. He supports me from day one up to now. Even not in terms of money, but he's advice, supportive in everything. Whatever I do, I call him that I want to do this, guide me, he's everything for me. I don't know.
I know you feel very excited. Daddy, what would you want to tell him? It's been a while.
Yeah. Since Sunday 8. I will get my answer.
Joseph Donko.
Daddy.
Your form shows that you are Kwesi Donko.
Yeah, sure.
2008, you were 11 years with a very small face, and we rescued you.
Wow.
We cared for you, and we integrated you back to your parents. I'm so happy to talk to you this morning. I'm so excited that I hear your voice, and you keep on doing what you are doing best, okay?
Okay, Daddy.
One day, God will open the way for you, okay?
Okay, Daddy.
And then you'll be great.
I'm so proud of you, Daddy. I love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too.
Oh boy, what a way to do this. Joseph, thank you so much for reaching out. And I'm sure there are many others who probably wouldn't have even remembered him. But in your own way, you still remember him. You saw him on TV and you said, you know what, this man, I know him. This is the man who did this for me in 2008. Let me call and let him know that indeed I still remember him. It feels good. Trust me on that. It feels really good. And we're grateful that you were able to do this. And we wish you the very best as you continue to live your life, okay? Daddy, there are many of this out there. If you sit back today and you look back into all the times and all the things that you have done, and you still think about them, what are some of the things is this that you want to do it again? Is it that you're just happy about what you've been able to do? Is it that you think the world isn't doing enough for people?
Thank you very much. The issue now is that if I had opportunity, I'll do it again. Because every year, children come out of school and they are misled by adults into trafficking, inside and outside. So there should be a continuous awareness for our kids. This thing has been done and it is not being continued. New ones are still coming and the new stories are being created. Okay, that is the problem we have now. And there should be a situation where others should continue creating the awareness and educating the people against child labor and child trafficking and domestic violence as well. And sometimes the domestic violence to that makes them also go into child labor and child slavery. And when we say domestic violence, it doesn't mean beating somebody. Denying the person food is a domestic violence. Denying school fees is a domestic violence. Denying your child love is domestic violence. Emotional, give them emotional violence. And they say, no, this my father is not a correct man. My mother is not a correct woman. So let me just get out and go. And adults too, we see a lot of things that affect the children. And most of the time too, fathers and mothers say a lot of things that the children hear, and then they feel they are not in the house. So they want to go out and explore themselves. That's why sometimes we have a lot of people even coming from hinterland to Accra or to Kumasi or Takoradi because these petty domestic issues. And some too, they don't even have a place to sleep in their own home. They don't have a place to sleep in their own home. So they feel when they come to another place, they will be okay. And these are some of the indicators of children even sometimes giving themselves to be used into trafficking or into child labor. So that is some of the issues that people are facing.
Very well. Daddy, we're still getting to another part of the show. So what we're going to do is this. We believe that you have done so much for society. Okay. You've contributed a lot and deserve to be celebrated. Okay. And that's the reason why we're celebrating you today. As part of the celebration that we're doing, we've got something small that we want to give to you as well, to let the world know that people who give will always receive. And you are a special person and deserve to be celebrated and to be given, just as you've given to many people out there. It might not necessarily be the entire change in your life or whatever it is, but we believe that some of these things go a long way to encourage others to also, you know, emulate some of the things that people like you have done for society.
We activists, we appreciate everything. But I think you've heard something about the snappy aba.
Exactly.
Very small seed.
Yeah.
Changing things.
Yeah. I
only use a small piece of my life to change people's lives.
Yeah.
So we are okay, whatever happens, because God, the Supreme God, is the only person who actually makes things look real. Humans don't make things look real. It's God who makes things look real. So if we were born in the image of God, automatically we are doing what God is doing.
Great. So this is for you, and this is also for you. This one has Happy Father's Day on it for you.
Hallelujah.
When you get home, you open it and see what we have. There's also another thing over here.
When you get home,
you open that one too as well.
May long live Joy Prime.
Amen.
To do the good things that we have been doing all the time.
Amen.
God really bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Daddy, when you're not busy doing it, how do you relax? Do you like music? Do you have
in actual fact, I like music, and most of the time now I do a lot of writing.
Okay.
I have a book, a small book that is in my bag there, which I would like to introduce.
Sure. Please get me the book. Please get me the book. Daddy has a book. Please try and then...
give me that bag, the bag there.
Get me the book. What is it about?
No, it's about, I have been a family secretary for a long time. So I have been able to develop a booklet on how to bury yourself.
How to bury yourself.
So that after publishing and giving it out, anybody who is alone, like a traffic child, is alone. After reading the book, you can organize the funeral for your family.
Wow.
Without the help of
anybody.
Wow. That's my pack, the pack there. You see?
Okay, I'm going to let them get to it.
No.
Okay, that's the book over there.
The pack there, the pack.
Okay, so get me that book over there.
So you will be able to have been a secretary, so I've been gathering.
So these are things that you write every single time that you come across a situation.
I have some files.
Okay, so we're trying to get that, but we have our daddy over here. He's the one we're celebrating for Father's Day, so we're going to get that file, and then we'll see, so daddy will get us that, and then we'll see some of the things that are in there. So this Sunday is Father's Day. We're celebrating fathers. I don't know what you're doing for your father, but there's a reason that you need to make sure you put a smile on that person's face. It's not easy being in that situation. The whole pressure that comes with society demands and all of that. If you still have people out there who are looking out for you, it's important that you show them the love that you have to show them. And that's why we're doing this for Mr. Jack Dawson. He has actually rescued over 300 children on Volta Lake alone. There are many other places that he has rescued a lot of other young people who have been pushed by their own families, their father, their mothers, into trafficking. And, well, it still happens. It's still ongoing. And I'm sure you've been encouraged by his story so that you can also do same. It's risky, yes, we know. But if we don't do it, who will do it? So that's the book, right?
Yeah, this is a book that I have designed.
Burying myself.
For my memory. One day, I'll produce so many of it, and then anybody who buys it, it's be very cheap. Anybody who buys it will be able to, in your own bedroom, after reading it, then you can organize your funeral. And this book is burying myself and the family funeral. It has very interesting topics. It has when you are sick, what to do when sick, caring for the sick person, seeking family support for the sick, and then when death occurs, things to do when death occurs, funding for the funeral, sending the corpse to the mortuary, removing the corpse from the mortuary, planning for the burial. And the last paragraph has preparing for the funeral, meeting for the burial planning, logistics for burial, announcing the funeral, how to do a poster, how to do a booklet, how to prepare for the donations, and the funeral dress activities, burial service program, burial at the cemetery, arrival from the cemetery, entertainment after the burial. Is it
out there already?
No, it's in publishing.
Okay, we are now.
It's first aid in burial.
Okay.
First aid in burial.
So what we're going to do is that when you're done, you let us know so that we'll let the public know so that everybody can also get a copy.
Okay.
And then we'll all be able to know where we are going with the kind of life that we're living. But we say a big thank you to you. It's been an incredible journey. Over 30 years of doing this. It doesn't come that easy. But you've been very, very resilient. You've been resolute. And you've continued to change the lives of many others there. We say, Ayiko,
thank you very
happy
much.
Father's Day to you, Daddy. We love you. And keep being a blessing to society.
Thank you.
We love you so much.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our celebrant for today. Sir Arts is also doing something special. It's a surprise 3 that's pay for 2 promo that is ongoing right now. Sir Arts is giving out free outfits to all responsible fathers, and I'm sure the keyword will be responsible. To be eligible to actually have this offer, call Sir Arts now or visit any of our showrooms at Spinkters or Teshinungwa Estate. Buy 2 outfits and get a 3rd one for free. Also, if you are too busy to actually do the visit or to our showrooms, kindly call 020-935-4144 now, and your measurement will be taken for free at the convenience of your home or your workplace, and we definitely will do that for you. We'll even deliver it to you. And when we are done, we at Sead, we are simply elegant, and that's what they are saying. So yes, indeed, be a part of that experience. All right, so see that beautiful outfit over there. Our celebrant also got to have a piece of it, and so please do well and visit Say Art. They're surprising our dads out there, and it's something that we're putting together. So you can see it on your screens right now. It's beautiful, looking very, very beautiful. It's going to go for our celebrants, and so you can also go there and get something like that for yourself. That's our conversation for this morning here on Father's Day. There's still more coming up here on Prime Morning. It's a reason you need to stay with us here throughout. And please do well to celebrate the fathers out there on Sunday. And the book is not ready yet. It's in publishing. So when it's done, you're definitely going to hear from us where you can purchase them from. And then you can also get it and read it and all that. Once again, thank you so much, Daddy, for coming through.